Hey, what's up, little buddy? So we're here. There's my house someday. Ooh, see that balcony? Yes, one day that will be mine. We're in here in Carlsbad. And this is where Paco and I used to come down every day. Some of you might know that story. Anyway, we're here hanging out at the beach and just totally enjoying Carlsbad. Gonna spend the night here. And let's see if I flip this around. Oh, it won't do it. Well, you just have to listen to my voice and check out the ocean here. As many of you know, my mom has been suffering with some serious issues that have really got her to the place where she can barely even stand up. She's exhausted, and she's had some kidney issues and suffering with high blood pressure. And you know, I'm gonna keep beating this dead horse. But she said to me today, this morning, I left before we came down here to the beach. We're actually here for another hour or so until I take Paco to the naturopathic vet, because this poor little guy, he had oh, where did he go? There he is. He's in the shade. He literally was in acute pain with pancreatitis, which I don't understand, because normally that means you've been feeding him fatty foods. We suspect that maybe it's the dog treats that my mom, you know, I buy organic ones, and I think she gives him some of the ones that maybe I wasn't aware of. So, but you know, he's 13. He's got a sensitive composition, shall we say. Dogs are, they require a lot of similar things, you know, as far as nutrients and such. And typically, you know, in their old school evolutionary diet, you know, how people have them on the raw diet or all, you know, other animal proteins, etc. I thought it was really interesting, because I used to wonder, hey, if they don't have any fiber in their diet, they're just eating other animals. But I guess they eat the bones and the sinew and the fur of other animals, like say the wolves or something. That's how they get their roughage. Well, I thought that was pretty interesting. You guys, I don't know, may grow you out. But anyway, the point I'm getting to today, I just wanted to just kind of bring something up. Like I said, I was talking with my mom before I left, and she woke up today. It's been what's today? It's been about 10 days since she got out of the hospital. And I mean, for the first 5, she was just a zombie. I mean, it was frightening. And we've been back and forth between the kidney doctor and the cardiologist, and she had never been to a cardiologist. Didn't really, you know, for anything serious, just monitoring her blood pressure and all that, which she's had issues like that for a long time. But the thing about my mom was she was starting to feel a little bit better every day the last few days. You know, the first 5 were awful. And she actually got out and drove the other day. I mean, I'm literally, you know, chief cook and bottle washer, and, you know, doing all the little stuff that normally, you know, even though she's almost 80, she's pretty active, you know. So she got up this morning, and I heard her rushing around. It was like 7 o'clock, and that's, you know, she hasn't been up that early in a while. And I hear her back there, and she's cleaning her bathroom, and took a shower, washed her hair, and all this stuff that she was too exhausted to do 5 days ago. And I asked her, and I said, well, you know, what do you think is the difference? And she goes, honestly, I think you just changing my food around has helped immensely. And well, let me tell you, this little gal here, just about, you could have knocked me over with a feather. My mom's been rolling her eyes at me the last, I don't know, year or so, when every time I've spoken about how dire I feel the food situation is here. And here's one thing that maybe I haven't mentioned this before, but when you think about it, you have this thing called metabolism, and that is the energy that your body expounds to do what it needs to do. And, that could be chewing, eating, digesting, pooping, peeing, all your little metabolic functions, creating hormones and cellular respiration and creating energy within the mitochondria within the cells. That's kind of what that is. And there's so much that goes on, and so much of that is not actually our body but the bacteria within it. And it's really about feeding the good bacteria and not feeding the bad bacteria. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why they say that your health begins in the gut, because if your gut bacteria, if the good ones are happy and you starve the bad ones go away. If you're doing like keto and you're forcing a lot of the bad bacteria to exit when you let go, when you go potty is what I mean. And so because they're not getting fed, so they're like, oh hey, I'm gonna scam out and see if I can hook up a meal ticket somewhere else. And that's mostly if you cut out sugar. Sugar feeds the bad bacteria. Sugar feeds cancer. So I talk a lot about the same things, but I'm trying to maybe focus on one or two things a little different each time, so that if you guys are watching it, it may be a little repetitive, but that's how we learn, if we keep hearing the same things. And then also, you fit one more piece of the puzzle together. Anyway, I was just really stunned that my mom actually gave me the kudos and said, I think that maybe, because I guess sometimes as parents, we know more than our kids, and, so I thought that was really cool that she was able to admit that. But if she had that revelation, wow, how awesome is that? Someone that's been so established with so many years of eating basically the same diet. And I didn't really turn her around and change anything. I just made sure everything that she was doing, we either made substitutions for things that she had to eliminate, or I just made sure that the ingredients that I was buying now were the good versions and not the bad versions. And the bad versions, they come disguised as good, healthy food that we've been eating for the last several decades. You've got to eat organic, and it's not because it's like, oh, it's a higher standard, or it's just good for the earth, or it's not about that. The organic standard, and there are different levels of the organic standard too. That's really going down the wormhole. But, for now, make that change. And if you have a choice where you can buy something organic or not organic, it's a no-brainer, because whatever it is that's not organic, unless it says non-GMO and there's a green in there, it's going to be a genetically modified organism, which isn't good for you and your body. When we talk about organic vegetables and how they're grown, it's the difference of, is the vegetable itself grown in soil that's composted the way nature intended, that has all the wonderful nutrients, and then that plant or that animal that eats the grass, shall we say, you want a grass-fed animal, not an animal that was finished off like factory farms, these poor cows, with grain, which they're not supposed to eat. So, you want to make sure that animal is getting the best it can get, so that when you consume it, or you consume the plants that are pulling from good soil, that you're getting your money's worth out of that vegetable or beef or fish or whatever. A farm-raised fish is not fed they're not swimming around in a freshwater stream eating the algae that gives, like, say, a salmon that red color and the omega-3s that it gives to you when you eat it. Okay, farm-raised salmon, the color is fake because they don't have the algae and the natural critters that they consume that's floating around in the bottom of the stream. So, I mean, a lot of this is just common sense, but if you understand the common sense behind it, then it makes sense why you want to spend more. Because our evolutionary response to hunger, we're hungry. Our body tells us we're hungry, mostly because our little bacteria in our stomach are triggering that response in our brain. And they're like, hey, we're hungry. So if there's more of the bad bacteria, then you're going to get cravings for sugar. If you have more of the good bacteria, then you're going to get cravings for what they eat, which is plant material. They need to be fed, and they rule us. That's why we have so much. That's why not only do we eat emotionally, but we also eat because of cravings, and that's about it's really about what's going on in our gut. So that's why if you eat really well, then you crave good food. If you eat crap, you crave crap. It's all about the type of bacteria that you allow to live in your gut. And by allow, that means you make the choice of what it has to feast or fade. So it took me a really long time to kind of put that together, but it makes sense, you know? So I just wanted to, well, here, I should just go through some of the minor changes that I made in my mom's diet, okay? She's feeling better after a week, and she knows it's about the food, okay? We got her, she's not drinking coffee, okay? Mostly because it makes the kidneys, the caffeine makes the kidneys work too hard. So we got rid of her caffeinated coffee. We got rid of her horrible hydrogenated oil, blah, 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 sugar, high fructose corn syrup, her coffee mate. Oh, screw that stuff. It's the worst stuff on the planet. You know, those are bad oils. Hydrogenated oils, ooh, yuck, okay? Even now they don't do hydrogenated oils as much, but they're like, then they'll substitute in with soybean or corn oil. Oh, it's all genetically modified junk, okay? It does your body more harm than it will ever do any good. So we got her on, she's been doing almond milk creamer, and you know, she poo-pooed it the first day or so, but now I got her about, I don't know, 5 different kinds, you know, oat milk, almond, some of this just pea protein. One was Laird, has a new superfoods creamer, and I am all about that. I like that myself. I switched over to it. But we did like a little smorgasbord for her, and each day she was trying something different, and she's landed upon the fact that she likes the almond milk the best, and monk fruit. So we got her like 3 different kinds of monk fruit and stevia, and you know, she's been mixing and matching. So we got her coffee thing figured out, because for some people, that's a game changer. It's a deal breaker, okay? If they can't do their coffee, whatever, they, you know. And I get that. I was like that too. It took me a while to be okay with stevia until I found one that was okay. Now I can put any kind of stevia or monk fruit or anything in my coffee in, because I don't notice it anymore. And that's really key. You've got to decide for yourself which is more important, getting over that hump and then being okay and loving the choice that you really need to make for yourself, or are you just gonna stick with your program and be, you know, unhealthy, unhappy? They're all choices. That's, you know, we have free will. God gave us free will. So anyway, so we did that. We got rid of her regular butter, which is from factory, poor little factory cows, you know, loaded with terrible hormones. She has an estrogen issue, so she should never do any dairy that's comes from cows that aren't organic, because that's an issue in itself. So she has also come to the idea that dairy isn't good for her. Like, she ate ice cream or she had milk in her cereal. She started having more and more issues. So we've just kind of nixed that and got it out of her, her realm. She's doing whole grain oatmeal in the morning and put a little almond milk in there and some fresh blueberries. Yay. How hard is that? So I've been making her smoothies every other morning with some really good nutritional protein powder, some fresh or frozen, actually is the best. You do some organic frozen vegetables, and I always put like a half an avocado in there. It helps make the protein powder a little less gritty, and I've been sweetening it a little bit with stevia. So those are working good. She's doing a salad, a big green salad, and I made her my own version of ranch dressing. I think you all know about my Hidden Valley Ranch story. It's got enough preservatives in it that you could leave it out and never refrigerate it for a year, and it probably would still be okay to consume. But anyway, I made her some fresh ranch dressing with my really good coconut yogurt that's almost like sour cream, and some really good vegan mayonnaise, Vegenaise it's called. It's a really good brand. Follow Your Heart is actually the brand. It's really good. I'm a proponent of all their cheeses too, and I keep telling you guys that. But some spices, some dill, a little white balsamic vinegar in there, and mixed it up, and that was a great substitute. Super easy. In fact, I'm gonna post this today, but I'll probably just post an extra thing when I don't have that recipe on me, and I'll find a way. Or if anybody is interested in that recipe, post below and say, Donna, give me your ranch dressing recipe, and I'll post that. I won't forget. So the other thing is, I've been making her my little simple magic plate, which is 2 ounces of some kind of either chicken or fish. We're not going pork or beef right now. Chicken or fish, and some organic steamed veggies, and a little either brown rice or quinoa or sweet potatoes. She's super clean. She's been making, my mom always makes sandwiches, so we got rid of that crappy nitrate loaded preservative lunch meat, and I got her some really good Whole Foods organic lunch meat without nitrates. So just buy less and say, you got to eat this within a few days or it's going to go south, because it's not full of preservatives. And we get her the sprouted whole wheat grain bread, which she likes the Ezekiel. Got her the low sodium, and with her heart issue, we're trying to do as little sodium as possible. So anyway, those are just some of the ideas. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. You just got to read labels and understand that the easier the path that you leave yourself for digestion, the more energy that you're going to free up. Oh, here we go. We're near Camp Pendleton. The Marines are here. Anyway, they're keeping the beaches safe. So the point I was really wanted to make, and I'm going to end on this, is everything is about energy, and our body and our metabolism requires energy. So if you are eating things that are organic, they're going to contain more nutrients than food and that's not raised organically. It's just, you're going to have double the amount of nutrition, which means you're going to eat less, you're going to crave less crap, you're going to spend less, really. Even if organic vegetables are more expensive, you're going to eat less. That's in time, That's what I found. I'm down to really one meal a day and one kind of snacky thing a day. That's all I require, you know, because I'm getting superlative nutrition from everything that I'm eating. And I've cut down my metabolic energy expenditures, what's the word I'm looking for? The amount of energy that my body needs to process the bad stuff. So in turn, if you're not inundating your body with poisons, i.e. preservatives and pesticides and all of these things that your liver and your kidneys and your pancreas, they all go danger, danger, and sugar too. That's what they're all poisons. And so if your body has to spend less energy dealing with those, it's going to spend that excess energy that it has making your organs, renewing your skin cells, flushing out bad mitochondria that are old in your cells and replacing it with new ones. Eliminating cancer cells so that can't take root. So you're eliminating the chance of tumors. There's so much. Your skin is the first thing that you can tell the difference. It's really an amazing thing. That's why crackheads have such horrible skin, because they've unloaded so much poison into their system and then they don't eat. They're not hungry, so the only thing they consume is just all this horrible stuff for them. So it's so visible in their skin, because your skin is really your largest organ and it takes more effort than any of your other organs to maintain. So anyway, I hope some of this stuff made sense to you, and I will post again, I don't know, probably on Thursday. And hope you guys are all having a great day. It's man, I'm so grateful. I love this beach, and I catch up with y'all later. Okay, take care.